1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8.
Donnie Lamb Jones. Wide receiver. As a season ticket holder of the Jets, I'm going to fool Ken O'Brien of California Davis.
Obviously, the Jets know something that, the people up there don't.
Fullback. Hello. Roger Vick. Jeff Lageman.
Jets just don't understand the draft all about.
Blair Thomas, running back, Penn State. Johnny Mitchell. The New York Jets select tight end from Penn State, Kyle Brady. Vernon Golston.
Cleveland's graded the 5th pick to the New York Jets. And with the 5th pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Mark Sanchez.
D. Milner.
Smith. Jets select quarterback Christian Hackenberg.
Sam Darnold.
The New York Jets select Zach Wilson.
Future Pro Bowler, Elijah Moore.
Michael Carter, running back.
Hey everybody, what is going on? Can you believe it? This is GreenBean. Welcome to what will officially be the final Monday night 10 o'clock mock live stream of 2022. Yes, it will be. Now, we said that last week, so I want to be transparent. I want to get it all out in the open. I want to make sure that we're clear. I forgot to set up my mic. Can you believe that? Hold on. It'll get better in just a minute. Hold on. Sorry, guys. All right. So we did say that last week. So to be clear, I didn't know I was going to do this one tonight. I really didn't. I just said, you know what? I was laying down. I was going to lay down. And I thought, I got to at least say goodbye to these guys, right? Like we did the whole thing on Monday. Over the weekend. I released the podcast today. And I don't feel like I said goodbye like to this. I know we're going to hang more. I know that. But we didn't officially wrap this up. So I need to do it. I just kind of popped in 20 minutes ago. I said, I'm doing it. I'm doing a mock, maybe not a mock, but like Liam said, right? Let's do it. Maybe look, some of these sims update immediately. Like last year we did, we messed around with this a little bit. Sorry, guy. I got to get this right. Hold on. Come on. What's going on with this mic? All this. There we go. Let me just make sure I got it on, guys. And it's back. Am I better? Do you guys hear the mic better? Is it better now? Okay. Let's see here. So Liam pointed out that we can look into these mocks, and you know what we'll do? Maybe we'll do a mock, and then the first mock next year, we'll see how relevant it is. And then when the draft happens, we'll compare our final mock, and then we'll compare our mock from here. What do you think? I think that's a good idea. Let me say hello to you guys before we move on. And again, thank you for bearing with the microphone. I was like, again, I wasn't planning on doing it. I don't know. I didn't get ready. I was like, okay, something's missing. Oh yeah, shit, microphone. My good buddy, Matthias Simon. Look at this guy. He's here again. Armand started us off. Iowa Jets fan. What's up, Iowa Jets fan? I'll tell you, Matt, it's been a long time, buddy. Me and Matt have been hanging out on the internet. He was one of the first people that I actually became friends with via the internet message boards and all that stuff. And we're talking in the late 90s, right, Matt? Late 90s, man. Shit. We used to talk on the phone. He and I went to, I don't know if you guys know this, he and I went to the green and white scrimmage out in Long Island with Herm Edwards. It was Herm Edwards' first practice. And he was mic'd up, and that was the practice that Santana Moss. We were so excited about Santana Moss, and he caught a pass flying down the sideline. Yeah, we all cheered, and then he came up lame. Remember that, Matt? That was good stuff. Not Santana Moss, of course, but Hank is here. Indeed, what a weekend, Hank. For real. Jets Crazy is here. What's up, man? Pete DeTraglia, Snowball's back. You guys are awesome. Jets Forever. Dude, let's hand it to Jets Forever. Jets Forever is a ball buster. But here's the thing. I don't think he's trying to be. He is a little bit. He's got to be playing with it. But here's the truth. He's just an opinionated guy. He's got his faves. He doesn't necessarily like what everybody else likes because he's supposed to like it. And he got a few of his guys, namely his number one. He wanted Sauce Gardner and Kyle Hamilton. That was what he wanted. And he got Sauce. So let's give it to Jets Forever, huh? Right? Some people are convinced he's a troll. He's not. He's just troll-like. He's a hobbit. Chris DiNardo, what's up, buddy? There it is. There's the green heart from Jets Forever. Philip Allen, what's up, Philip? Love you, buddy. John Amarella, my good buddy. Met him at the Cyclone last year. This is so great. We're going to do that again. I was already talking to Sack about it, John. And hopefully a lot more of you guys can come. Because let me tell you, John, right? How awesome was that? I have to believe it's the first time in history, right? We went up we met a bunch of Jets fans from around wherever, met at the Cyclone in Coney Island. We got to the top, did a Jets chant right before the first drop. Come on. How many times has that happened? A full train of Jets fans doing the Jets chant from the top of the Cyclone. Then we did it from the other roller coaster. Then we had Nathan's. Then we had L&B. So we're going to do it again this year. We're going to organize it even more. Lauren Shorty, Bismo Charisma. What's up, Biz? Good to see you here, buddy. GSD Mickey, our buddy Steven Engel. Disregard Papa. Yeah, man. There he is. Mark Riz. What's up, Mark? Bafadoost is back. 223 Super Bowl champ. I'll tell you what, we're on our way, man. I'm telling you, it's not, and we're going to get into all that stuff on why it is that we think these things. But Goncalo's back. What's up, man? Red Dog. Yeah. That intro, I know. It's all right. Hey, our history. Like, look, you guys know I'm in AA, right? I don't drink, smoke crack, heroin, none of that stuff. And one of the things we say, Red Dog, is we will not regret the past, nor wish to shut the door on it. That's our saying. We use it. We use the past to educate ourselves, keep us straight here now. So, I don't know. I'll change it, though, for you. I promise. I'll make a new one. David Gerard and Jets. Yeah, man. Jake is back. Chris Mazer, sorry. Mitt Flair, Owen. Now, there's too many of you to do all of it now. We're cruising. FBJ, Dark Soldier. Shane Coughlin. Yeah, Bradigan's back. What's he saying? He says, wasn't sure if there was going to be another Monday together. I know, that's right. I wasn't planning on it, man. I did the final thing last week, Chris. I just sat, I'm telling you, it bothered me. I was like, my wife's like, are you going to hang out tonight? Are you doing a thing? I was like, nah, I'm going to hang out. She's like, really? I'm like, yeah. And then I just sat there and stewed. I was like, I'm doing it. See you later. Gitmo Bob says the same thing. You need a new opening because this is the new Jets and those trash picks are in our past. Yeah, I'll make a new one. I promise. That's right, Jake. I think that's what the prevailing energy that pushed me here tonight was. It was like, hey man, we're happy. Why not? Why not spend a few minutes with you guys? Maybe we won't do a 2.5 hour stream. We'll do like an hour and a half. Right. It's a 10 o'clock talk. That's all it is. Right. I know this bothered the shit out of me, Chris. I'm gonna make a video about that this week about my thoughts on the undrafted free agents. Man, there were absolute steals in undrafted free agency, and I just can't even believe that we didn't even get one. Now, we did go for Donovan West, which would have been fantastic. Good. All right, let me get to I see some super chats. Jake's in here. Thank you, Jake. I've never been this happy as a Jets fan and not mad about anything. I don't know how to handle this. I spend half my time hating this team for years, right? That's the thing. We were talking about it in the stream. I sincerely believe that Jets fans, many of us, are not going to know how to handle this. They're still going to find the grumpy thing. It's like this. Let me point something out to you guys. And I talked about it on Twitter a little bit today. I said, why is everybody saying Zach has no more excuses? Why are we wording it like that? When has Zach ever given us an excuse? When? Now, if he was here for 4 years, 5 years, and it just, you know what I mean? He'd suck because of this or that. The kid was a rookie last year. And he's supposed to be getting better. He got better as the season went on. Like, where does that term, he has no more excuses. How about, it's nice to see our GM giving our young quarterback protection and all the weapons he could possibly need. Yeah, like he's going to be fucking awesome this year. Why don't we word it like that? Why? Because we're used to the negative tilt. And our beat just fucking beats it on our head. So, but that's the thing. It's just like, I don't know if we're going to know how to handle it. Jake admittedly says he doesn't know if he's going to know how to handle it. I know I'll know how to handle it. I tend to get intense though. When we're winning, I get like, it's like, I'll give you guys an example. This is me. Not so, but this is just, it's an encapsulation of how my positive emotions react. Years ago, Kiss and Aerosmith did a tour together. Right now, I'm a huge Kiss fan. Huge. I love Aerosmith too. That's the thing. I love both bands, but I'm a Kiss fan. And when you went to the arena, I actually saw them down at PNC. And my sister is a huge Aerosmith fan. And when we got there, I was so proud that, like, Kiss fans are ridiculous. Like, there's the flags, there's the shirt. Like, you didn't even know Aerosmith was there. It was all Kiss. So when Kiss was kicking that place's ass, the explosions and the chants and all the stuff, I looked at my sister for no reason whatsoever and said, fuck Aerosmith. Why'd I do that? What is that? Because I get, like, when I'm in a good mood and my thing is going well, I get intense because it's happened so infrequently. You know what I mean, Jake? So anyway, my poor sister, she knows. That's who I was visiting in Staten Island when I was up there. I was visiting everybody, but that's who I stayed with. So V-Man, my friend, checking in. Thank you, V-Man. He says, some are afraid to say this, but I'm not the New York Jets as of now have a superior. Wait a minute, but I'm not. Okay, period. Got it. The New York Jets as of now have a superior roster on paper than the New England Patriots. Now, look, here's the thing, V-Man. You did say it on paper. Reputations, right? Garrett Wilson, we have no idea what he's going to be in the NFL. Sauce Gardner, we have no idea. Now, I believe they're going to be very, very good. Jermaine Johnson, he slid to 26, so 25 teams chose not to take that guy. We don't know. But then you add the Conklins, you add the Uzoma, Tomlinson was a Pro Bowler. So this is what I can say to that, V-Man. I feel pretty damn good about the direction we're going, the talent that we've added, the manner in which we added the talent. And I think the Patriots, evidenced by their first 2 rounds, are spinning. They're just at the top of the whirlpool. That's what I think. They don't have Tom Brady to cover these mistakes. Bill Belichick is not known as the greatest personnel guy. He just has so many more swings because of the comp picks and all that kind of stuff. He has more swing. Dude, the guy gets numerous extra picks every year, so he could make 20% more mistakes than everybody else. But Tom Brady covered that shit, So let's bring in our buddy as we go through this. I got a friend of ours popping in, maybe another one or two. Let's say hello to our good buddy. He came alive this offseason for us. Let's bring on our GreenBean Jets fan specialist in the college scene, Mr. Dom C. What's up, Dom? How you doing, buddy?
Hey, Bean. How are you, pal? Chat?
Doing all right. Yeah, right.
Happy Monday, chat. What's happening?
So what do you think of this? I'm just going to jump right in with you.
Shoot.
V-Man says some people are afraid to say this, but he's not. The New York Jets, as of right now, have a superior roster on paper than the New England Patriots. What do you think? I just gave a whole diatribe. What do you think of that statement?
I didn't listen to your diatribe. For full disclosure. So.
But that's good. Yeah, that's what I want. I was just saying, like, I just said a bunch of shit, but so I just want you pure. I want you pure.
So here's what I think. Okay. I think everyone kind of, I hate to use the word on paper. You know what I mean? Because that doesn't, being the best on paper doesn't really calculate or correlate to wins in November and December. So depending on who you ask or so on and so forth, I don't know. Not the answer that probably everyone wants to hear, but I have no idea if on paper we're better. I mean, quarterback, I'm going to say we're probably equal. We might be better in some of the skill positions right now. They might be better in some of the defensive positions right now. So it's damn close. But I'm going to say that New England has a superior edge in one spot right now. And I don't say this disrespectfully towards the Jets in this sense. But they are heads and shoulders above us, advantageous in the coaching area. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Saleh still has to prove himself. I don't know. I'm going to give Ulbrich and LaFleur a pass right now for what they did in last year because, they were rookies. They were dealing with the youngest team in the NFL who were marred with injuries. So I don't know if we saw our best coaches or what they have. But, if we're talking about on paper, we have to factor in the fact that, Belichick might be the best that we've ever seen do this. And I don't think that's too hot.
It's not a reach. It's not a reach.
So, roster wise, listen, I'll go to war with the guys we have. Go to war with the guys we have. I think situationally we have a phenomenal makeup. Not only the players that we have on the rosters, the age, the contractual commitments that we have to these guys, the future, the long-term plan. The short and the long-term plan are both really coming into place, which is a beautiful thing, and not being in tune exactly with New England's, contractual statuses or who's coming up or who they just paid, so on and so forth. It's hard to say. I'll go to war with my guys. I'm not going to say that we're better than them on paper right now. And I don't know how much on paper really means. Let's see what happens in November and December.
Yeah, I agree. And I think I'll tell you what, V-Man, it's okay to feel that way though. And it's okay to be happy.
Yeah.
We took a leap this offseason. And the thing is, though a lot of people have a hard time seeing it, like how many people do I talk to on Twitter or Jetnation or whoever, anywhere, they go, look, you talk about this good, that's good. It's about wins and we don't fucking win. So I don't want to hear it. And I get that. I do. I get that sentiment. But at the same time, when you pay attention like I have for the past 20 years to the building of the team, and when they're building it, the guys they're bringing in, how they're, just piecing it together. And during that process, this is futile. These guys are lost. It's really, it's a major victory to know now while this guy is tearing it down. Like there's no way we're going to win, right? Like the last 2 years, I'm rooting. I still want us to win. But there was no way we were going to win. He was tearing it down. People are yelling about the 1-year contracts. He's like, dude, he just wants it. He needs a player. He's just tearing this. He's gutting this joint. And he just needs a linebacker. So, hey, bring him in. If they work, great. If they don't, I don't give a shit because I'm drafting my guys. I'm building them the way I want to build it. And this year is a lot different because we saw and we'll dig into this a little bit deeper later, but we saw a different tactic from Joe Douglas. Since he's been here, it's been all about acquiring, building piles of draft capital and money and cleaning out the dead cap. This was the first year that we saw him Forgo the later picks. I don't care. I want 4 or 5 players that I know are going to start on my team or at least contribute heavily. I want them. I am ready to compete. And if that means 8 wins, if that means 12 wins, it doesn't matter. I'm ready to compete. Now my foundation is here. My coaches got their year under their belt. They learned a lot. The quarterback got his year. I want to compete. And that's what it looks like to me, where I thought, I mean, look, if we think we know Joe Douglas, we're like, oh, he's definitely going to trade back at 117. He doesn't want to get out of here without a 5th, a 6th, a 7th round pick. Nope. He didn't give 2 shits. Yeah. And that's the interesting thing about this. Let me get to a few more chats here. Thanks for coming on, Dom. It's nice to spend the time with you, bro.
Anytime, man. Anytime I get the ability to be with my Jet brethren, whether it's you or the guys in the chat, I take it, man.
Yeah, I feel the same way.
Kids are sleeping. Everyone's sick around here, so
yeah, right. So this is a little bit of an escape for you. We're helping. Mr. Magix, I want to answer your question. He says, was I ever on the old Tobin and Coleman New York Jets chat? I was not. The first one I ever went on, I believe it was called the old Rivals board. Now Rivals is back, but it's a different thing. Rivals was the best. It was just message boards, and all of the teams' message boards were connected to a hub, which was the Rivals hub. So you could literally, whoever we were playing, we would just, as a group, just go surf over to the Detroit Lions and talk to those fans. And then next week we'd talk to the New England fans. We bust balls. And it was so great. Now, when that Rivals just suddenly collapsed and everybody was left on their ass, Matthias Simon, who we see in the chat, started his own message board, just like instantaneously said, well, we need somewhere to go. So he made the greenhouse. Out of that, too, at the same time, Jets Insider was created, I believe. I know Jetnation was created right around that time as well. And I went with Matt. So Matt and I, well, it was Matt's board, but I spent time. There was a good few hundred people in there every day. And we talked Jets for years on there. And then just slowly but surely, as things do, it just kind of fell off a little bit. That was when I was getting really bad into my addiction too. I didn't go on any message boards. And when I came back, Matt's board wasn't really there anymore. And I moved over to Jetnation, and I've been there since, I don't know, 2010 or whatever it was. But yeah, so I've known Matt since way back then, but Matt ran a board, and it was the best. It was the best board, man. It was a greenhouse. We had tailgates and everything. It was great. Hank, thank you for the super chat, buddy. He says, thank you for all the coverage. This weekend wouldn't have been half as fun without the extensive prep through all of your mock drafts. Go Jets. Yeah, dude, right on, Hank. Well, that's the thing, right? Like when I first started this channel, and this is just, I'll do this for 1 minute. My whole thing was, number one, I wanted to have fun, but number two, it was like the beat sucks so bad. They don't talk about anything of substance. It's all bullshit stuff. It's never like the statistics and who, just all the stuff that we like to dig into. Our beat provided us none of that. So I said, let's go. I want to see some of that. So let's do it ourselves. And through that process, we started to have fun, and you guys started showing up. I don't know what happened to Dom. I'll take him off till he comes back. But, and then the whole thing, when I started the 10 o'clock mock 2 years ago, I thought, let me, because I talk to so many people, they don't know what they don't understand the process. Let's try to learn together. I'm always learning. So let's just talk. And it's been such a cool thing to see so many people learn the process of building a board and positional value and the Senior Bowl and the Combine and the pro days and all this stuff. It's been such a cool thing, Hank, for me. So I'm really glad that you guys are getting out of it too, getting something out of it too, because man, what a blast this is. Oh, here's Dom. He's back. There you go. You all right?
Technical difficulty. All good.
Yeah, it's okay. As long as you're okay. I didn't know if somebody came in, cut your cords, and murdered you. I don't know. Scary movie.
I would only be so lucky.
Yeah, I know. Chris Mazer, thank you for the super chat. He says, Rich Eisen show with Douglas brought nothing but a smile to my face. Now, I didn't see that one. Did you happen to see that, Dom?
I did. I liked Rich Eisen. I think his dry, witty humor is yep. very engaged. Like, it's very engaging to me. So I did see it.
Yeah, he's my kind of guy.
I'm sorry?
Yeah. I said he's my kind of guy too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Rich Eisen's the goods. So what did Joe Douglas say that was anything stick out to you or no?
You know what? I caught bits and pieces of it. I'd be making it up if I tried to regurgitate it. So
right. Well, I'll tell you this. I heard Joe Douglas today. I was picking up my wife from work, and I was with my son, who's a diehard Jets fan, and my daughter, who's a quasi Jets fan. And it just so happened that Pat Kerwin and Jim Miller, which I believe is the #1 NFL show, period. There's no other show that touches what they do. And you guys may know Pat Kerwin was on our personnel staff under Dick Steinberg years ago. So they interviewed Joe Douglas today, and I got to hear the whole thing. And they interviewed 5 general managers today. And Pat Kerwin said, "Hey, I'm really glad you were last because this was the best interview of the day." Now, that is what it is, but it was so cool. And they talked a little bit about Jeremy Ruckert. He asked him, he said, "Look, we all know Jeremy Ruckert can play, but tell us, did you take him because of his dad or what? Did you take him because of the impact it was going to have on their family?" And, Joe Douglas laughed a little bit. He said, "How great was that father?" He said, like dream come true. And so what a cool thing, like for that dad, like clearly his son going into the NFL is great. Then going to the Jets is great. All those things in and of themselves are awesome. But the fact that his reaction has become so viral that it has, and the Jets even saw it, is just
I showed my wife, and as a parent, she gets it. You see your kid's dream come true. But I was explaining to her, I was like, I don't know, like every little boy who ever has played sports and has a favorite sports team, like this kid, this man, Jeremy Ruckert, is living the dream that every single boy had. You get drafted by the team that you root for, that your family roots for, in the town, in the city where you live. I mean, you can't script it any better, man.
Yeah, truly. It's the best thing ever. And like you just said too, like getting to play for your team is one thing, and awesome as could be, right? It's just like a Greg Van Roten. Getting drafted by your team is a whole different level of cool. You got all the hats, they give every prospect all the hats, and he grabs the one hat, and it's the Jets and his family. Because the whole family, at least half of them are probably Jets fans. They're all in Long Island. So they lost their minds. I mean, it's just so cool to see. That's like, if my son, who's starting high school football this coming year, imagine like he goes through the program, goes to college, and then the Jets draft him. I would lose it, man. I would, you know what I mean? Like that would be the coolest thing in the world.
Oh man.
So it's Snoopy wants to check in and talk a little bit. He says, "Hey, I've been the biggest JD critic, as you know, but this was an epic and great draft. Really showed me a lot and changed my views on JD." What an interesting thing, and that's cool. It's Snoopy, really. Like some guys, they hold on to their opinions, right? Like, let's say I said this sucks, and even though it doesn't suck, I still hold on to finding reasons that it does, and I get stuck in this web of bullshit. And a lot of guys do that, man. Like they start rooting against the guys that we draft to succeed because the guy that they wanted to draft didn't get drafted, and blah, blah, blah. And like they get stuck in this shit. It's like, how many times did I say, I don't want to see them draft Sauce Gardner? And I said it 1,000 times. I think he's great. I think the player's great. I want to go a different way. Now, I could very easily slip into this thing where because they took Sauce, I'm secretly rooting for him to fail because I want to be right. You know what I mean? I could, but fuck that. You know what I mean? Like, so it's very cool what you just did there at Snoopy. And I just want to say one thing to you, buddy. I told you, man. I'm just kidding. Rick B checking in, Dom. He says, "Hey, GreenBean, would you trade Davis for Debo?" Who's Davis? I'm shot.
If it's Gerard Davis, yes, I would. if it's Gerard Davis. I'll sign him back.
Do you mean what is our receiver? There is a who the hell is why am I'm so sorry. What's the hell's his name? Corey Davis.
Yes.
Yes. Rick. What are we talking about? Of course. I would trade him for Debo in a second. I would insist that they took another pick. You know what I mean? I'd be like, please. No. Please. Take a pick. You know what I mean? Yeah. We would have to send it. Oh, he says it. Yeah, I agree. Now, look, right now, am I into all the same energy? I don't have the same energy about me now that I did pre-draft, of course, like all the thoughts and trades. I'm very happy with what we did. Now, I am disappointed in some aspects of what we did. Dom and I were talking about it after the draft, the undrafted free agents. We had a list. We had a list of guys. I wanted one of them. I got none of them. And not only did I not get any of them, I don't even really like the guys that we did get. The only one I really looked into was the defensive tackle, Savion. I forget his last name. He's the only one I even looked into. Yeah, Florida. There you go. So, I mean, look, I think I like that running back, Bam. I think I like him, and he might be able to.
He had a draft. I really, really like Zonovan Knight. I thought he was a draftable prospect. You know, thought he was going to be in that mix of that 4th, 5th round kind of guy. He produced every year. It is at North Carolina. 3 years as a starter. 3 years he got better. Has some chops in the pass game. He's maybe not the twitchiest athlete of them all, but I think I was shocked. There's something had to have happened for him to not get drafted, like I said, because I figured him in that 4th, 5th round range.
Yeah.
At the same, he was at the same kind of level as Algier. I had him at who went in the 4th, 5th round.
Yeah. So that's a good one. And look, man, as much as I like LaMichael Pirine, it's a funny thing. I know Jets fans don't like him, but I will put his statistics and everything he's done against half of the backs coming out this year that you guys like. Pirine's just as good, man. So I don't understand the deal with Pirine, but if they don't like him and they're not going to use him, and then you got guys like Ty Johnson and Austin Walter. I would love to see Bam come in and play well enough to push any one of those off the roster. I would love it. Change the guard, man. As much as I supported Vincent Smith and Jeff Smith, I'm ready. Get the hell out of here. Bring in young guys. If they they've been here 2-3 years, each of them. They can't do anything. Jeff Smith dropped a bunch of passes last year. Vincent Smith can't seem to get on the field for one reason or another. I'm ready. I'm ready to up the bottom end of the roster. Give it a step up. You know what I mean? I'm ready for that. So I hope some of these guys can. Look, Javelin Guidry, Bryce Huff, and then we had Lamar Jackson who was playing. He's now with the Bears, I believe it is.
Correct.
But a few of our undrafted free agents did make good. We have Dunn, who was a cornerback. Isaiah Dunn.
Who at the time we gave the largest guarantee to until we just signed Middle Tennessee State linebacker DQ Thomas to a $140,000 guarantee, the most money that JD's ever given out.
Crazy.
Undrafted free agent. Yeah.
So look, clearly they liked some guys, but you know what's interesting about this, Dom, is I think that the linebackers and safeties in particular, they did bring in a couple safeties in the undrafted free agent class, but as much as I wanted a linebacker and a safety in this draft class, it seems to me they, just like what they did last year with the cornerbacks, they want this year. They want to see what they do this year. And stepping on top of what I just said before, that the Jets want to compete this year. Again, while I believe that to be the case, I don't think that they expect to win the Super Bowl. They're still building, but they're ready to compete. So I think the linebacker and safety groups, maybe they want to use Pinnock at safety. Maybe they like that, the way that went.
I was going to ask you that. That's exactly something I was going to bring up too, because it seems that, with as good of a draft as we really had, and it's hard to not say that we knocked it out of the park. A lot of the people are still pining about the fact that we didn't bring in a linebacker, or that we're having some, safety, so on and so forth. I'm okay with our safety room. I'm curious to know what you think about our linebacking core, and I guess you just touched on that.
Yeah. Well, I'll answer that for you because I have lots of thoughts. I want to just acknowledge, I see it, Chris. He says, no ace, no kiss. And I get it. I disagree, but I'm with you. I'm right with you at that. But I like pretty much all kiss. I don't love the hot in the shade era and all that sort of stuff. But I like lick it up and animalize and all that shit. So there's that. Now, AC said his buddy was at that show. I went for Aerosmith, but said Kiss blew it up. They did. They destroyed it. It was like unbelievable. Aerosmith was great too, though. But again, why did I say that to my poor sister? Like, she was like, fuck you. Like, why you fuck Aerosmith? I'm like, why? But because that's how I get when I'm winning. You know what I mean? If I'm winning something, I get all crazy because I'm not used to it. So Jake, let me ask you this real quick, and try to put it in the chat. I'll try to find it. Who were you on Jetnation? I know exactly who you're talking to. I know what you're talking about, but who is it? Who were you, Jake? Were you just Jake?
Yep,
I don't know who. Yeah, because I'm all over Jetnation. But to answer your question, and then I'll get to King Jet here. I like our linebackers. Now, particularly, I am a fan of Hamza Nasruddin. I thought he was last year's steal. That was the guy I said, getting this guy in the 6th round is absurd. Like, he was talked about in the 2nd round. And so I thought he was the steal of the draft. Now, he was switching positions and all that. Now, Sherwood is the guy Saleh liked. And we took him before we took Nasruddin, so clearly they valued him more than Nasruddin. So I think I was not comfortable with them. Like, I wanted like a higher pedigree guy. I wanted a 2nd round running back. You know what I mean? I wanted, like, when Nakobe Dean slipped, I'm like, God is with me today. This is good. As much as I like the Breece Hall pick, I was convinced this is 99% Nakobe Dean or Leo Chanel, one or the other. There are 2 great guys there. We're getting one. I'm okay with either, like that kind of thing. But here's the thing. So we didn't. Clearly, we are not. And Frankie from Flatbush has been talking about this for a month. He thinks that the Jets like their linebackers better than we do. Turns out he looks like he's correct. So I'm okay with this. I would have preferred to bring in another snarling linebacker, but it looks to me, Dom, like they're loading up at cornerback, right? They're loading up at cornerback. They brought in DJ Reed. They obviously used their top pick on Sauce Gardner. They already have Bryce Hall and Eccles and Michael Carter and Isaiah Dunn and Jason Pinnock and Javelin Guidry. So it seems to me that what they plan on doing is that 4-2-5 thing that we'd heard about. And that to me is okay. Now, I would like to see Jason Pinnock in a safety role, like designated, like you're a safety now. Okay, great. I would like to see DJ Reed and maybe Bryce Hall slip into more of a safety role, instead of being one-on-one or covering the forward zone or, all that sort of stuff. Like, I would like to see some of that stuff. And if that is the case, having CJ Mosley, Jamie Sherwood, Quincy Williams, and the other guy from the Niners, what the hell was his name? The guy we signed, the safety linebacker that Saleh had. I just forget his name. I'll tell you right now. Hold on. Hold on there, fellers. Okay, here he is. Oh, no, it's not here. Shit, I thought I had it. Damn it, I thought I had it. Nope, I don't have it. It's the guy from the guy we signed. But anyway, he's another linebacker too. So he's one of those guys Saleh made in from a safety into a linebacker, 215 pounds light. So I'm okay with it. I really would love to have seen Sherwood all year, so we know. But Saleh loves him, and they like Quincy Williams. So here we go. But I think this is an indicator that 4-2-5 is in order. What do you think? Do you agree?
No, I agree wholeheartedly. I think the NFL is kind of moving towards that, that big nickel where you play more defensive backs on the field. It's just a passing game now. So to match up appropriately, you're not going to have the 6'3", 6'4", 250-pound downhill linebackers on the field just as much. You just don't match up with the personnel. So I think we're gearing towards more of a 3 safety, 3 cornerbacks on the field more often with 2 linebackers, 1 linebacker. Sometimes you might have 1 linebacker and, you might bring one of your safeties down. Remember, LaMarcus Joyner, who's tagged right now to be our starting free safety, has played a lot of time in the box. He's played a lot of time at slot corner. You can bring him down. I personally think I might be the last Ashton Davis fan on the face of the
I'm with it. I'm with you.
New Jersey. I just think that Ashton Davis has been casted wrong. I think we've been trying to force this square peg into a round hole of him being a single high safety. And that's not him. He does his best work around the box. Let him play the low, let him play the flats, the curls, the zones, let him pressure in the back.
Yeah.
I think we're going to see a lot more of that.
That's interesting. And look, I definitely wouldn't call myself an Ashton Davis fan, but I'm with you, man. I think that he's got talent too. And just look, it takes 3 years for lots of players. And we talk about this all the time. It's true. You can't really evaluate a draft class until 3 years, really. Now, some guys come out of the box and right away. Some guys are complete dog shit, like a Ja'Kai Polite, and right away. But generally speaking, it takes 3 years to really look at a guy and say, okay, this guy we have something here, or we don't. And especially when you look at their first year was the COVID year and the Adam Gase and all that shit. And so it's, it is what it is. But I think Ashton Davis is a keeper. He knows how to find the ball. He's got a nose for the ball and he hits hard. Yeah. So I think you're right, man. King Jet, thank you, buddy. He says the fans will adjust to the positive narrative, but I believe the media will always have a same old Jets mentality simply because it sells. Yeah, King Jet, if you look even this weekend, the national media for a change had a positive take on the Jets. And our own beat, some of them were positive, but look at Rich Cimini. He waited. Mike Clemens, all he did for the rest of the day was talk about his rap sheet, how old he was, all that. It's you know what I mean? It's that's the only spin they want. And they did talk about the fact that we kind of missed out on the 5th. We had 2 top 10s and 2 top 5 or top 6 seconds. Why did we need to use all our later capital to trade up? All that kind of shit. And it's I think you're right. I mean, well, you know what? What would be great, King Jet, if it stopped selling? It's I can tell, when people give me their arguments when we're having a discussion, by their argument, a lot of the time I can already tell who they read. I can already tell because I know who's saying what. I'm yep, I know that's Connor Hughes. I know that take is Connor Hughes. I know that take is Rich Cimini, and it's I wish we would just stop reading them. I really do. And I don't want to make anybody lose their job. I just want guys to realize positivity would sell just as much. That's what I think. But they don't even want to take.
Been a little bit more positive since the draft. I mean, he hasn't been at the Cimini's at a whole different level, but Connor's been a little bit more positive in the draft.
Yeah. Well, Connor Hughes, man, he's they have that vendetta against Mims and Becton. So I don't know what that is, man. Frankie, if you guys didn't see Frankie's, I think it was last week's Tuesday news, it's friggin' hilarious about Country Club Connor. And he brought up all the ways that he can prove to you that he's lying. It's funny, man. It's and it's true. It's good. Mr. Show is back. What's up? The Jet Show. Guys, don't forget to support our brother, the Jet Show, another Jets guy out there trying to cut his teeth in this thing. And he's got good takes, man. I spent some time watching his stuff. And I like Mr. Show. So thank you for checking in. He says, our first game, I'm buying beer for Ryan and Matt. GreenBean, I got you. Unlimited energy drinks. Hello, I've been looking at Mike Clemson games. Yeah, me too, bro. I love it. What a great dude. I love it. I'm telling you, What a dude. I think he can be. He's like an enforcer type. You don't try to make him do things he doesn't do. You put him in the downs and the scenarios that are best going to serve his skill set and just set him loose. And he's gonna wreak havoc. What did you think of that? So let me say. Well, first of all, I'll let Mr. Show. Thank you. And look, we're gonna be there opening day. I'm 99%. We're gonna be there opening day. I'll be hanging out with more than likely the Jets Lounge guys and SAC and Jetnation. We're gonna kind of put everybody together. I think we're gonna try to organize it so it's all in one spot. And we'll be there, man. And I'll be sure to let you know. And I will graciously accept an energy drink. Just so you know, I happen to like blue Monsters or white Monsters. Oh, sugar-free. So that's what I'm looking for. But thank you. I'll take you up on that. Yeah, so what do you think about it's actually Clemens, but what do you think about Mike Clemens?
So, again, full disclosure, I talked a little bit about this. I talked, a little bit more in depth about our picks last night on NFL Chaos with Jeremy, and told his on his site and his chat. Full disclosure, I fancy myself pretty astute to doing, keen on these draft picks. College is my thing. I do a lot of research. I watch a lot of games, and I study this stuff. It's something that I really like to do. I can't honestly say that prior to Saturday, I did anything on Michael Clemens. That's just the reality. But once he got picked, I started my due diligence, and I think you hit it on the head, man. What I see or what I saw in him is somebody who has a skill set that obviously the Jets coaching staff and Joe Douglas really like and really think could be effective now. It's the only, and that skill set is I'm not comparing him to the player, but similar to what Vinny Curry is. Vinny Curry has a specific role on our team, right? Vinny Curry is going to be our pass rush specialist. He's going to be put in certain situations. He's going to be asked to pin his ears back and get after the quarterback. That's what this kid can do. He's not very stout against the run. He doesn't set the edge. He doesn't have that big anchor. So he's got some deficiencies against the run, but I could see him falling in line. He could be our Vinny Curry next year. You know what I mean? He could be that guy, opposite, like the kid we brought in from the Texans, Jacob Martin, who's also a pass rush specialist. I see him taking a role like that. He's big, he's long, 35-inch arms with a 7.5-foot wingspan, good speed, and he's got pass rush moves for days. He goes, from plan A to plan B to plan C, just gets it. You know what I mean? So being 25 years old, I'm thinking that they see something that they really like and they know that they can put into practical application at once, because more than likely, unless he really jumps through the roof, which, who knows? I can't say that he's not going to, but he's a 4-year player, right? But it's time his second contract's coming up. He's 29 years old. Yeah. So, maybe they see something that they can put in right now and have him be effective.
Right. I think you're nailing it, man. Like, look, yes, he's a little bit older. Yeah. He's 24, right? He's 24 years old. I believe he'll be 25 by season start.
Correct.
But all you need him for is 4 years. You know what I mean? Like, and if he stays after that, great. We want something now. And I think he's going to give us that, man. Like, look, if we didn't pick him, would I be saying anything about Clemens? Probably not. Yeah. But we picked him. You look at him. The guy is a nasty son of a bitch. And Joe Douglas said as much. He said, I think he might be the nastiest guy in the whole draft. Yeah. So that's what they want him to do one thing. That's it. Yeah.
He plays like a dog, and he's got the length that that the Saleh Ulbrich scheme really calls for. He's got that, like I said, he plays like a dog. He's got that vigor. He goes at it, and he's got that lethal dip and rip that true good rushing defensive ends really, really have, and that's what I saw on him. Now, on the flip side, I did watch one game, and he got eaten alive by Evan Neal. So kudos to Evan Neal. He was what, a top 7 pick in the draft, but Clemens got eaten up by him. Clemens didn't have one pressure. Clemens didn't get at the quarterback, so on and so forth. So, there's obviously room for improvement. He's not, he's not coming in as Nick or Joey Bosa, but I think they have a plan for him. And I think their plan is, you know what, we got Vinny Curry. Who knows what's, he was out a year, who knows what's going to happen, but this guy's in that mold. I comp him a lot to also the Packers old linebacker, or maybe he's still there, I'm not even sure, Preston Smith, who is a pass rush specialist, but really doesn't do too much against the run. It's not his forte. That's where I think this kid can be. Yeah,
I like it. And like you said, he's a 4th round pick for a reason. You know what I mean? There's all sorts of holes in his game. He's very stiff. As you read all this stuff, everybody says the same thing about him. He doesn't really have what you would call bend. Yeah. He's got those specific, he's got a specific repertoire and he does it very, very well. But the good thing about him is he's tenacious and he's really aggressive and he's super strong. There was that comment I found, by an NFL senior director of personnel. He said, I'm not going to talk too much about how stiff he is because he's long and he's strong, and those traits start in our league.
That's right.
So that was good. Let's bring on our buddy, and then look, you can answer Jake's comment here, Dom. He says, you're in Gator gear. What do you think of Elam? I'm going to bring our buddy NFL Chaos with Jeremy's here too, so let's say hello to him. But Dom, go ahead and answer the question if you don't mind.
So I married into a University of Florida family. So I'm Gator by marriage. And I'll say this about Kaiir Elam. The guy's talented. He's fast. He next to Sauce and probably at the same par Stingley in regards to his man-to-man skills. The guy is sticky. He's fluid. He's got good ball skills. He tends to be a little grabby. He had way too many penalties in college, and I think that's going to hurt him at the next level. But that's something that could be coached out of him. But he's talented, and from everything that I saw post-draft, because I saw a lot of you see a lot of these little snippets and these clips about all these draft prospects after they get drafted, kind of similar to we saw as our, as JD and our coaches are talking to the draft prospects. I watched one on Kaiir Elam, and they did a little clip of him at his interview, at one of his, when they did their top 30 interviews, Buffalo. And this kid is, he's got it here. He had a notebook. He says, I take vigorous notes. He's like, of everything I did wrong, of everything that went well. He said, I know that this league is a copycat league, and I want to be best prepared. And he handed over this notebook to the offensive coordinator at Buffalo, or defense coordinator at Buffalo. So, the guy's talented. He's got some work to do, but I think he's going to be a player in this league for sure.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. So there you go, Jake. So what's up, Jeremy? How you doing, buddy?
Good.
I got to plug in my
to the next.
What'd you say? You have a what now?
Jumping from one channel to the next right now. So.
Oh yeah, you were live. You were at Buffalo, right?
I was a guest. On
actually, I saw that for a second. Yeah, I almost jumped in, but I didn't. To talk. But thank you, Dark Soldier. He says just because. So I appreciate that. That is a delightful token, and I'm thankful. So Jets Forever says Joe spoke on Mims. Now, I heard about this. I didn't see this. I mean, there are a lot of interviews going on right now. I caught some. I missed some others. Did you see that one where Joe Douglas was talking about his young wide receivers and brought up Mims first? Did you see that, Jeremy?
I didn't. I was at work and I saw somebody posted it. So I read a little bit about it. And then when I started to watch it, so you know how it goes. Someone knocks on the door. Someone's coming in and I got to shut it off because I'm at work. So.
Right. Because you're at work. Imagine that.
Yeah. But, it's like for a guy, everyone thinks that is a total bust now that we should cut or trade for a 6th-round pick. They sure do talk about him a lot, don't they?
Yeah, and look, and the spin on that will be they're trying to raise his trade value, and that could be. I just don't think so. And either way, even if we do trade him, I really do believe the kid's story isn't written. You know what I mean? He's a hard, like, that's the thing. Like, all the knocks on him this year, that he's aloof and he's kind, he's kind of like Connor Hughes said, he has like a laissez-faire attitude, like he doesn't give a shit, and that he's lazy and he's stupid. Like, those were never knocks on him up until midway. Well, really, let's just say last year. So they up until this year. So I think whatever happened last year, whatever it was, we all saw it. It's not like you can defend what you saw. Yeah, I can a little bit, but I always can. I can defend anything if I want to. But the truth is that was the anomaly. That was the outlier year. So he has, and I said this ad nauseum, he has measurables that are rare. Like, for a 6'3" guy to run sub 4.3, you know what I mean? Is rare, and blocks and does all this stuff. Like, it's just rare. You don't give up on that because of 1 year. And again, even if they did, and like Salah just says, look, I just don't want him, and they trade him for whatever, he's still going to have a career, in my opinion. I think he's a damn good wide receiver, and it would be magical if he came back. And like somebody said to me today on Twitter, like, I would be grateful with 400 yards from Mims. And so would I. That's all I'm really looking for. 400 yards, like 35 catches, 40 catches, 400 yards, just because he's not going to be receiver one. So he blocks, he does all this stuff, he gets 400 yards, and that's just enough for the coaching staff to see we can let Corey Davis go. If whatever. I'm just saying, like, Mims is part of the rotation. And if you have Garrett Wilson getting 60 catches, Elijah Moore getting 80 catches, and Mims getting 40 catches, and Corey Davis, that's all, you know what I mean? Like, it's just got to be a good part of the combo. And I'm going to be very happy because the kid, he's young, man. He's young, he's talented, he's big, he's strong, he's fast. Nothing wrong with it.
Look, if he could do enough that we don't have to draft the bigger target guy or that profile guy, like you're saying.
That's what I mean.
Saves us that draft, and that worry and the need to go out and get somebody, and he's right here at home being developed. That's fine. Right.
Iowan Jets fan says JD said on Eisen that Brees was 18 on his board. Did you hear what else they said, Iowa? He talked about, I think it was Salah that said this one. They were talking about Garrett Wilson at 10. They thought that the Atlanta Falcons could take him. And they asked him what would have happened if they did. He said, we were going to take Jermaine Johnson. So how interesting is that it was Garrett Wilson? There was no other receiver that they were going to take there over an edge rusher anyway. I thought that was really interesting to hear. So Garrett Wilson was maybe Drake London was too. I mean, who knows? It was one of the two. But I don't know that. So at least we know that if Garrett Wilson wasn't there, they were going to go for the edge. That's crazy. So in their minds, they got their number one wide receiver. So they got their number one corner, number one wide receiver. They're saying that it's their number one edge. Whether or not they would have taken Trayvon Walker or Aiden Hutchinson, we'll never know. But they did take Sauce over Kayvon Thibodeau. So that says something. So it's interesting, man, when you look at their first round that they were able to get so much done. And look, if they had Brees as 18, that's why they were willing to trade up into the 30s because, like the 29s, the 30s, because they're like, dude, the guy's 18. He shouldn't be there. Similar to what Elijah Moore, they had him at 16 and he was there at the, in the 30s. So incredible. Let me get to some more of these. I'm really behind on these, as you know. Richard Nice, thank you, buddy. He says, thank you for all the content. Well, thank you, Richard Nice. Or is it Knice? Richard K. Nice? I think it's nice. Yeah. Well, thank you, Richard. I appreciate that, man. Stephen Calandrello. Thank you, Steve. He says, Joe Douglas on Rich Eisen today with Rich going over every pick and then JD answering Rich with a Chris Farley saying that was awesome. Oh, okay. That's awesome. Oh, that's great. Yeah, that's fun. And that's what Don was saying about Rich Eisen. Like, I like Rich Eisen. I wanted to like, what's the other guy's name? The other guy, Jeremy. Damn it. I'm so fried. Greeny. I want, and there were times I thought, I did, but generally I don't really like him in the same way that I like Rich Eisen. Rich Eisen's funny, man. Like, he's dry and everything, but he's funny and he's a diehard Jets fan. And it's just great. It's great to see him. I got to watch that interview. I got to catch that right after this stream. I'm going to go catch that interview. Enough of you brought it up that I got to go see it. Well, so thank you, Stephen. And, Joe Douglas on Moving the Chains today with Pat Kerwin and Jim Miller, they asked him about, Jermaine Johnson, like, okay, you passed on him. Now, when did you start thinking that you wanted to get him? They said right at 14 or 15, Salah said to Joe Douglas, hey, Jermaine Johnson's still there. Because he said he was kind of like making the phone calls and doing the whole thing, and they were partying because they were happy to get Garrett Wilson. He said from 15 on, they tried to make a trade, but nobody wanted to move down as far as they were. And he said every time that we hung up the phone, because I called every team, he said, he called everyone, he thought, this is the pick. This is where he goes. It was 16, 17, 18. Oh, shit, we lost him. They're not trading back because they want him. When teams would trade up, they thought, oh, shit, they're coming to get Jermaine Johnson. So that whole time, every single pick, he thought, we lost him. And he was still there at 26. There you are.
Hey, Dom.
I'm having such bad internet issues these days. I switched over my internet provider, and it's been a disaster since, so I apologize.
Yeah, well, it looks like I just bought a house. I got an inspection tomorrow. It looks like that. Yeah. So the first thing we check when we're buying houses, or like when we're looking at houses, is the internet. You know what I mean? That's the first thing. My realtor won't even show me houses. Like if I go, hey, I saw a house, he's like, yeah, the internet sucks. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
It's important.
Are you keeping the RV?
No, I'm not. I was planning on it. But you don't want to know the truth. The truth is that RV values are so high right now that I'm going to get probably somewhere between 15 and 25,000 more than I paid for it 2 years ago. And I lived in it for 2 years.
Wow.
So I can't just, RVs generally depreciate rapidly. Like, they're worse than boats. Like you buy it and then, a week later it's down 10 grand. Like that's how they usually are. So the fact that this particular model is valued so high right now, I'm going to at least take a swing at that. I mean, and they're getting purchased so fast that I feel confident that I can get that. So that's a big one.
See, everyone wants to do what you did and just, move around the country. You beat the curve, man.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. So yeah, so anyway, I can't ignore that value. You know what I mean? I got to do it. So it's sad. I'm sad, man. Cause this would have been like, I would have put this on the side of the house or in the back, whatever.
It would have been your studio.
But I would build the hookups and everything, like the 50 amp hookup. I would do all that, make it like a true RV plug-in, a true spot with a dump and everything. And this would be like, my guest house too. Like when people come visit me, I mean, this is a gorgeous trailer. Yeah. I can fit a family of 4 in here. You know what I mean? Clearly, because that's what I am. Let me see. Let me catch up. Owen saying he likes Pirine. I like Pirine too, man. It's a funny thing that everybody was talking about Damian Pierce coming out of Florida this year. When you look at their numbers, they're almost identical. People love Damian Pierce. They hate Pirine. It's like, I don't know. Pierce is faster, so I'll give him that. But it's just an interesting thing with this hatred that we have for Pirine. I don't get it. Anyway, Mitt Flair, thank you, buddy. He says, I'm glad that out of all the positions, we're worried about linebacker and safety, none on offense. O'Leary said something similar to this recently. What a great point. Usually, we're looking at the premium positions that we don't have anybody. We're good at center. We're good at middle linebacker. We got a top tier safety, but we have no friggin' wide receivers. Our quarterback sucks and our running back is 54 years old. You know what I mean? Like that's usually what we're doing. What do you guys think about that? Jeremy, what do you think, about what we've done for the offense and that if we do have holes, they look like they might be at the non-premium positions. You think that's accurate? How do you feel about that?
On offense, I think the only hole is depth in the offensive line. And we don't know that for sure. That's a question mark because for all we know, Max is amazing and he's ready to come in into any position. But we're not done yet going into the season. There's still a lot of offseason left for us to pick up, better depth there. But other than that, I can't really find any holes in our offense right now, except the question mark that is Zach Wilson. And I love Zach Wilson and believe he's going to take the next step. But if I'm being honest and realistic, I have to accept the fact that until a quarterback takes that step, it's a question mark.
Yeah. Interesting.
Well,
yeah, what's up, Tom?
I'm going to say this, and again, not to sound pessimist, but I still want to see what happens with our wide receivers on the field. I love the fact that we brought Garrett Wilson in, but last year was an anomaly for Denzel Mims. Corey Davis has yet to put a true he's put one full season in that he's injury free since he's been in the NFL, and even Elijah Moore, as talented and as much as I love the guy, how many games did he miss last year?
Right.
So
3 different injuries, right?
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to call it a hole, but I'm cautiously optimistic. On paper, if healthy, I think we're going to be fine there. But if history shows, we still have some stuff to do. Garrett Wilson, as talented as he is he's a rookie. And they're still learning. There's a learning curve in the NFL. Denzel, we're going to hope that the Denzel we saw training, fit, only drinking coffee once a day, that blah blah blah, is gonna come in and he's gonna, finally swallow some of the playbook that he missed and be over all the illnesses and the food poisoning and this and that. And I want to see the other two guys, stay healthy and take the next step, and then I'll feel comfortable. Yeah. So we're not saying it's a hole, but it's a concern.
Well, it is, but I think the good part about it though is we're not hoping that some undrafted free agent or some 6th round pick is going to be a number 1 wide receiver like you. That's been our scenario. We'd have like one guy that's kind of good. This guy's old, and we're like hoping beyond hope that somebody's going to pop. At least we have some premium named guys. Elijah Moore and Garrett Wilson are top tier talent. And Corey Davis was a number 1 pick. Obviously, Denzel Mims was a 2nd round pick. Braxton Berrios, we know, is kind of a jack of all trades type, who's very blue collar, but can be effective as well. So at least we're starting there. You know what I mean? That's the difference, I think, and why we can be excited. Fat Gandalf checking in. Fat Gandalf, this was the exact interview I'm talking about. So he says, being JD said on Sirius XM today, and this is the Packers, it's moving the chains at 3 to 7 every day, every weekday. It's the best show in the world. He said that JJ learned his moves from watching pros on YouTube. Wasn't that the coolest thing? So he said that at Georgia, and then that's why one of the reasons he moved, they didn't really focus on that with him. So there was a specific teaching that they had, and he felt like, and then Florida State, same thing, that he felt like he needed to learn more. So he watched a lot of his moves. He learned a lot of his skills from watching YouTube. That's one of the things Joe Douglas was impressed by. He's like, wait a minute, you did this on your own? He's like, yeah. So they were like, oh, okay. So this guy, a little bit different. That was interesting. Yeah, guys, I can't recommend that show enough. Like, if you guys want to listen to a show that is completely devoid of drama, it's that show. And they are so intelligent, man. Like, they know every single thing about every single thing. They know every personnel guy. They know every player. They know everything, and they know everyone. It's the best show for the NFL, period, in my opinion. Then there's no bullshit, man. There's no, trying to get gotcha questions. None of it. Let's see. Thank you, though, Fat Gandalf. That was a good part that I forgot to mention. Jake checking back in. He says, dude, no, it's right. You told me this already, Jake. That's right. You were say no to DMC. You know who that is, DMC? Anybody want to take a guess?
DMC. Hang on. Say no to Darren McFadden?
Yeah, I think that's who it is. Isn't it, Jake? Darren McFadden. Why is it DMC, though? Darren McFadden. I think that's who it was. A lot of people wanted him, and clearly Jake did not. I was very active a while ago. I made my name to protest. Oh, it says it on there. I didn't even.
Wow.
Jesus, look at that. I'm an idiot. I should read the whole thing first. But I remember you, man. I made my name to protest McFadden. We got Golston anyway. Yeah, we should, hey, we didn't exactly make the right move, but you're all right. I got you, Jake. I remember you, bro. Really. I remember you. You were a heavy hitter on there for a while. Patrick Sullivan. Thank you, Patrick. He says, just have to say this because you mentioned it before, but I actually know Jetnation. He's a friend of my dad's. Who, Phil? Phil at Jet. Dude, you know what the coolest thing is, Patrick? Phil was with like a group of Jets fans at the draft all weekend, and I was talking to him and stuff. So, anyway, he was, anytime that they showed the Jets fans on TV or like the pictures from the Jets fans at the draft on the Jets website, Phil's in all of them. It's the coolest thing in the world, man. Like he was just a part of that crew that was close to the stage. And every time, like when Jermaine Johnson came into the crowd, I don't know if you guys know this, after he was picked, he walked into the crowd to hang out with the Jets fan.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
Yeah.
Well, Phil, that was Phil. Phil was right there. The guy who runs Jetnation. Phil's the best, man. Did you guys know Phil started like guys like Tyson from Let's Talk Jets Radio? Phil gave him his first spot as a podcaster. Joe Blewett started at Jetnation. Obviously, Glenn Naughton started at Jetnation. But the Jetnation was a lot of people like kind of came through Jetnation. It's the hub, man. It's the epicenter of Jet loving. Chris 2485. Thank you, buddy. He says dream scenario. Wilson to Wilson, 75-yard touchdown bomb to open the season. Dude, how many times do we hope something like that would be the first play? What do you think, Dom? Is that realistic?
No.
I
would love it. I would love it, but you're realistic? Probably not. Probably not. I think it's more realistic to say, Breece Hall up the middle for 7 yards.
Yeah.
For the first couple plays, and then we hit him with the sauce or hit him with the cheese up the sideline.
Yeah, Jeremy, what do you think? Is this the way we open the season? Let the NFL know, or are we gonna run Breece Hall off tackle?
Speak honestly, Jeremy.
I think we're gonna start with some kind of weird gadget type play, like where we use, I think, Elijah Moore in some weird way, like come around and like with a sweep or something. Like I think we're going to open up with some funky play, but I don't know that we're going to do it with anybody new or anything like that. I just think it's going to be, but I do think it's going to be creative. I think they're going to expect us to just run right up to the tackle first play, and we're going to do some kind of weird gadget play with Elijah Moore. That's my prediction for a good 15-yard gain.
All right. I'll take 15 yards, however it comes.
Chris, I'm going to tell you right now, that's 100% lock to start the season. You're nailing it. That's the way it's going to happen. Wilson to Wilson, Wall Street to Wall Street. That's the way it's going to go. I would
love it if it did. I would love it.
Yeah, I know. I mean, look, it's hard to pick one. I think Dom's probably the most accurate. It's probably going to be a run. But what I would like to see is a play action. Breece Hall back there, set up, tight formation, 2 tight ends, and play action, sending it to Wilson down the sideline or over the middle, nice deep post. That's the way. Make them think we're going to start running and just bomb them. I'm with you, Chris. I got your back, buddy. These guys don't know.
I would love it. It would be absolutely fantastic. It would be phenomenal if that happened.
Darrell Rivas, thank you. He says, he's a good question. How competitive can we be with Buffalo? What do you think, Jeremy? Realistically, what do you think?
I think we might steal a game. I think we can steal a game. I think that the one game that might be a game where they beat us by 10 to 15 points, like where we in it a little in the first half and then they pull away. And then I think we could steal a game. I honestly do.
What do you think?
I think that listen, I think Buffalo is the head of the class in the AFC East. All earned, all due respect to the team. screw them. I don't like them, but I speak honestly. But if we can stay healthy and we see tangible evidence on the field of what we think we have now on paper, I think we can go to war with anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a team that I fear. Last year, there's a lot of teams I feared. I rooted for. I think you said this before, Bean. But I was optimistic and I rooted my ass off every game, with the understanding that it probably wasn't going to end too damn well. Especially,
right.
Especially when we're running out the Jeff Smiths of the world and all that stuff. So
I know. Like look, and King Jet's comment, it's like, if injuries start piling up again, do we have Woody hire an exorcist for our friggin' stadium? Like, that's the thing. Like, when we look at this stuff, who we have, don't forget last year, opening day, we had a massive amount of injuries. Like, Carl Lawson was gone, Vinny Curry was gone, Jared Davis was gone. It was like, so the team we showed up with opening day was not the team that we were pretty happy with in the offseason. So, Dom says it's a good point, man. I think that we can compete, though, if our team shows up healthy. And if we remain healthier than we have been, I think we can compete. We're going to, what I want? I want like 8 wins. Realistically, I want like 8 or 9, 7 to 9 wins. That's what I want. And like with 2 or 3 or 4 close games that we lose in the end because we don't know how to close it out yet. We're too young, that kind of stuff. That's what I want to see this year. Now, of course, I would rather see 17-0, but I think if that happens, we get 8 wins and like 3 or 4 losses are 1 score, last minute kind of a thing. We're battling. We can't close it out. We're, they're like a Buffalo. They're seasoned. Like Tom Brady, the game last year, we were in that Tampa Bay Bucks game, but they were calm, collected, and they knew in the last 2 minutes Tom Brady's going to go to work, and that's what happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know what I don't want to see, and this is I don't want to see the games where Zach Wilson starts out 1 for 6 with 3 interceptions. I don't want to see Sam Darnold seeing ghosts and stuff like that. Where we're down 30-0 in the blink of an eye. I think we can be competitive. If we went 7, if we won 6, 7 games, but we were competitive in all of them, I'd say, I might be disappointed, but I'd say, I'd be happy with the progress there. You know what I mean? Like you said, because we're still young. There's still going to be bumps in the road, guys. We're not a perfect team. We have coaches that are still learning the ropes just as well as our rookies and first year players are. You know what I mean? So there's going to be bumps in the road, but now's the time to see progress. That's what we need to see. We saw glimpses of it last year. We saw Zach improve. All the turnovers and mental mistakes and rookie stuff that he did in the first half of the season, and he improved on that stuff. Now we need to see a next level from him. And that's all around. That's not just Zach Wilson, but that's all around it. It all stems on what Zach does, but we need to see the improvement. That young defense that we had last year, that just that Swiss cheese, that needs to improve.
Oh man, does it?
Zach Wilson can take 3 steps up, and go from a formidable game manager who throws for 175 yards and no interceptions, which is great, to 300 yards with 3 TDs. But if our defense is still letting up 400 yards rushing, then where are we at? You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, that's it. And that puts the quarterback in a very bad position because then he's forced to become one-dimensional, and that doesn't help. I think, look, Zach took the steps last year. He's got the work ethic. He has all that. Like, we don't have to worry about any of that stuff. He took the steps. He calmed down. We took care of the offensive line. At least looks like we have. Mm-hmm. If they protect him, I think we're going to see a whole different Zach Wilson. I really believe that, not just because I'm a fan, like what I'm looking at, what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
I think in his offseason, look what he did, man. He drove around the country. Probably didn't drive. He flew around the country and met with all his receivers and stuff. Like, that's That's what you want to see, man. It shows initiative and drive. Did you guys hear? As soon as he was drafted, Zach Wilson was also trying to plan his meetup with Garrett Wilson. Did you hear that?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. Garrett Wilson said he was already pestering him.
I did hear something interesting, and like I said, I think I caught it on Twitter or something like that. So it must have been from the Joe Douglas interview with Eisen today, which I didn't see all of. But Joe Douglas was saying that he got a text right at about pick 13 or 14 from his teenage son saying, "Hey, Dad, Jermaine Johnson's dropping. Now's the time." And
That's
he got
incredible.
on the clock. And then, when he made the pick, said the next text he got from his son was like, "See, I told you."
That's awesome.
We got Joe Douglas Jr. in the making.
I love it. I love it. So Jets fans united. What's up, man? He says first play, 69 yards, Wilson to Mims for a touchdown. If that happens, I'm going to be uncontainable. I'm telling you. I don't care wherever I am, there's going to be a mess. There's going to be a melee of sorts. So Patrick checking back in says, "Yeah, Phil." So yeah, see, that's cool. Your dad's friends with him, man. Jets Forever says the only player he fears in the whole league is Matt Araiza. What do you guys think? You guys scared of that guy?
The punter?
Yeah. You know what's funny? Everybody talked about him all off season. He wasn't even the first punter taken.
Right.
Third.
Right.
Yeah. So what does that tell you? I mean, it doesn't mean he's not going to be great. I'm just saying it's like, the hype isn't always what you think it is, man. Louis Betancourt reminding you to do something that I forgot to ask you to do. And I want to clarify. There was somebody in the stream this weekend. We were saying, hey, hit the like button and stuff. And he wrote, and I caught the comment. He said, "I don't like anything because I'm told to." Right. And I was like, okay, that's an interesting comment. I said, but how about if you actually like it? And he thought about it and he said, you know what? Okay. Yeah. Because I do like it. So I'll like it. He just didn't like that he was being told. And I'm sure there are thousands of Jets fans out there, particularly Jets fans, that are like, don't tell me what to do. I'm not liking your stream because you told me to. Here's what that is. I want to remind you, we're not telling you to do anything. We're reminding you, if you like it, there is a way to show appreciation by hitting that little like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, that is numero uno as far as the YouTube channel is concerned. And I'll also take this second to remind you, my Beanbaggers group, my Patreon group is amazing. The best dudes are in there, I tell you. And this week on Wednesday, we are getting together in a private room, a little private stream, and we're rewatching the 2010 Jets Pats playoff. So that's going to be a good one.
Game?
What's that?
The can't wait game.
The can't wait game. That's right. Last month we watched 2003 Chad Pennington versus Peyton Manning playoffs. The month before that we watched the Jets Jaguars playoffs in 1998. The month before that we watched the Midnight Miracle. Lots of games on deck. All you have to do to be a part of that is click on the link in the top of the description that says Patreon. Pick your tier, and I appreciate the support, but it comes with a whole bunch of exclusive content and a lot of access, and we have a good time, man. Those guys are great.
I told somebody the other day, I forget who it was. Somebody was asking me, "How'd you get to know GreenBean? How do you get to know GreenBean?" And it just hit me. I said, "You want to spend time with GreenBean. You want an opportunity to talk with them. Just $10 a month. Just jump in the Patreon, and every week you could be in the Zoom with them, and it's just that simple. And that's how you get to know them, and it's private and a great way to spend time with them.
$10 a month, guys. Think about that. GreenBean spends more on monsters before noon on a Monday.
Yeah, right? Like every stream I do, I grab a bunch of monsters and shit. They're $3 a pop.
It's becoming like a club where we're making friends, because I'm getting to make friends, Iowan, and Braden from New Zealand. I'm making friends by being in there, and it's $10 a month to be in this club. That's what it's cost to be in a club where I'm making friends and having a great time.
Yeah,
it's an awesome deal.
And it's fun, man. I thoroughly enjoy it, dude. Like, you guys are awesome. Like, honestly, it's such a cool thing. I think I'm up to about think we got 35 dudes in there. And women are welcome. I want to make sure Jessica and Sonia, if you want to check in from Cleveland and join the fun, you can. So yeah, it's a good time. And I appreciate it. The way to do that is click on the link in the top of the description. You'll see it. It says Patreon, and that'll be great. I want to also tell you, I have a little public service announcement in there. I'm not sponsored by this company or anything like that. They don't give me anything to say this, but I save money on gas. And you click on that link. If you use my promo code, we both get an additional 15 cents off per gallon when the first time you use it. But I literally, if I can avoid it, I do not buy gas without this app. It gives me money back, whether it's 3 cents to 22 cents, 25 cents a gallon. And it just collects in the app. And when you want it, you take it. They give you an Amazon card or whatever it is. You want a Visa card, you can do that. It's amazing. That's in there as well. That's just me to you because it works. It's real. I've been using it for like 3 years. Yeah. Let's see here. So Louis Betancourt, any comments on the kicking game? Dom, what do you think of the kicking game? You got any thoughts?
I'm interested to see if, the age really hasn't affected Greg Zuerlein. He was a top tier kicker for many years. He didn't have a great season last year in Dallas. No. I still right now prefer him to Pinheiro. But and my hopes is that between one of them, my tendency would be to lean towards Greg Zuerlein, but between one of them, I hope we can just put this kicking fiasco that we've had over the past couple years, since we got rid of Jason Myers, to bed. That's the best thing I can offer about the kicking. It's just give me somebody who I don't get that funny feeling in my gut every time they line up to a kick, whether it be 20 yards or 50 yards.
Jeremy, what do you think? You think Zuerlein or what the hell is it? I just forgot it already. Yeah, Pinheiro. What do you think, Jeremy?
I think it's going to be a tough competition because Pinheiro did everything we asked him to do last year, and if he comes into camp and he's kicking everything, Zuerlein is not what he was. Like we're more in love with the name, I think, than what he's shown. So he's going to have to come into camp and really, really perform and be excellent, because I really don't want to make the mistake of letting Pinheiro go because of the name Greg Zuerlein, and then he's what he was at Dallas, and he starts missing key kicks for us.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he should have a leg up. But here's an interesting thing. I believe it was the last two kickers that worked out for us, Nick Folk and Jason Myers, both came from Dallas. Like they had a shitty year. Dallas got rid of them, and we picked them up, and they were great. So maybe just maybe.
Kickers are a strange brood, man. They can go from like the penthouse to the outhouse and back so fast. So fast.
Yeah, it's funny. And then they can have a terrible year and they move teams and they're great. It's like it's just such a weird thing. Yeah. Who knows what it is? So Chris Bradigan, thank you. He says he's joining the Beanbaggers tomorrow. That'll be awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Chris Bradigan's a good dude, man. He's all over the place. I see him in all these chats, man. Super kind, super positive. Good for you, man. You are a beaner.
Right. See, there you go. And I see Chris everywhere. Larry Turkin says his son spends more on Roblox. Yeah, that's what it is. You think $10 is nothing. And there's a $25 tier, and that comes with being a co-host. You guys, and some other things. It comes with, after 3 months, you get a t-shirt of your choice and all that. So there's a few things that you get in addition. But you saw we had Mutt Viles on. We had Iowan on. So a couple guys are coming on soon. So it's super cool, man. There's lots of cool things you can do. I just saw something that was interesting to me. I want to try to find it. Oh, yeah, there's two. Lou asks, are we just feeding Beans Monster Habit? Is that what this is? No. I use other money on the monsters. And the truth is I'm stopping the monsters very, very soon, in like 6-7 months. I want to be stopping. Yeah, I spent
crack cocaine instead.
Yeah. All right. Well, and by comparison, I think I'm doing it right. But I go in these like ebbs and flows with Monster. I just turn around and I'm drinking fucking 3 a day. I'm like, what the hell? What is this? Why? And I just stop. So I'm gonna stop it soon. I promise. I could quit if I wanted to. That's it. Let me see. There was another one here. think
So I
we
got
who?
you guys while you're looking.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Realistically, where I know we kind of gauged it high, low, 7-9. How many wins do predictively right now? How many wins do you guys see us having next year? Have you had a chance to look at the opponents and kind of play that? Yeah, this is a win, this is a loss kind of game.
What do you think, Jeremy?
Honestly, after this draft, I need to think about it more. But right now, after this draft, and going it over and over in my head, let's assume that we stay healthy, because every team has to do that, right? I mean,
Right.
You have to just go with your gut of what you think. With this team healthy, honestly, and I don't think I'm being a lunatic right now, I'm trying not to be a homer, I have a feeling we're going to go 10-7.
10-7. Let me just make it very, very clear. If that miracle should happen, I will be very satisfied and very, very happy. I legitimately think that somewhere between 7 and 9 wins. So if it's 7, if it's 9, if it's 8, I think somewhere in there, depending on the bounce of a ball, is very realistic from my vantage point. If, like Jeremy says, if we stay healthy this year, if we stay predominantly healthy, I think that it can go up to 10 wins. And it's all about them, gelling. That's what it is. This is a young team, and I just want to see truly competitive football. I want to see a significant step up from Zach, like a real step. Like we go, okay, this guy's on his way. Like that's what I want to see, because if Zach Wilson does that, the team goes where he goes, and we will be en route for some fun seasons. I think if I had to pick a number, 10-7.
All right.
No, 9. I'll pick 9 wins. That's what I'll say. Patrick Sullivan checking in. Last thing about it, Phil and my dad went to high school together. That's how I know him, and I honestly fear the AFC West. Dom, what do you think of the AFC West? You scared? We play them this year, so what do you think?
Man, you got all guns a-blazing coming out of there. Just in the quarterbacks alone. Think about it. You get Herbert, you get Russell Wilson, you get Derek Carr, you get Patrick Mahomes. That's going to be a bloodbath, man. And of course, as they're loaded up, we'll be playing the AFC West. So the AFC West is I could see 3. That's gnarly.
It's big. He's dead because of me. I did that. Go on, Dom.
No, I was just going to say I could see 3 playoff teams coming out of the West. And I could see the 4th team probably being better than a lot of the, maybe not records wise, but being a better team than a lot of the rest of the AFC. They got a tough division. The conference alone, comparatively AFC to NFC, I know it's apples to oranges, but it's head and shoulders better, right? You look at the AFC, look at our division, look at the AFC East compared to the NFC East.
Totally.
Right? Oh my God.
It's like night and day. And it's so crazy because you remember, our younger lives, the NFC East dominated the NFL for at least a decade.
Yep.
The Super Bowls were either the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, or the Washington Redskins. And then a couple years later, it was the Eagles. So it was like the NFC East was everything in the NFL. It's just so weird. So the AFC West's records last year, the Chiefs were 12-5. The Raiders were 10-7. The Chargers were 9-8, and the Broncos were 7-10. And look, the Broncos added, as we know, Russell Wilson. The Chargers got Herbert. They got a new coach for the Raiders. But I think Carr getting that extension is just, I think that helps, because there's always this concern about Carr getting moved on from, and it makes no sense. The guy has thrown for 4,000 yards or right around it every year of his career, and everybody's like, he sucks. He's like, dude, the guy's a fucking great quarterback.
Yeah.
So I think they could be the team in the AFC West. So I don't know. What do you think, Jeremy? 3 teams playoffs out of the AFC West?
Could be. There's always seems to be one that disappoints, right? Whenever these kind of things happen, like every
Yeah,
team is great,
right.
and then it just doesn't pan out right away for a team. The chemistry's not there, what have you. It's I'm local here with the Raiders, and they really came together through all that adversity last year. And now when you add the weapon that they just added and Devontae and the moves that they made.
Forgot about Devontae Adams. I forgot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. That me too. Holy macaroni.
Yeah. When you start thinking about that, I don't know.
Right. Oh my God.
I don't know if all three, because they're going to beat up each other. That's their problem in that division. They're going to beat the hell out of each other. So it's not automatic that will happen, but there's so much talent in that division. Those teams are really tough. I think the Raiders are going to make the playoffs. I think the Raiders are a dangerous team. Because Carr is becoming more of a veteran. He's growing more into himself. Right. And now he's got the weapons. They added to the defense. They're ready to be a threat in the NFL. There's no question about it.
Let me look at the Raiders draft real quick. I'm real curious. Raiders draft.
I don't think they had much because they traded it for Devontae, right? They had no first rounder.
No first, right. And I think they gave him a third too, didn't they?
They added someone who pissed me off one of the guys we liked.
All right. Round 3, they started, their first pick was 90. They added, I like him, Dylan Parham, the offensive lineman out of Memphis. Zamir White, the running back out of Georgia. Neil Farrell, defensive tackle out of LSU. Matthew Butler, another defensive tackle out of Tennessee. So that was pick 126 and 175, back-to-back tackles. Then they grabbed another offensive lineman, Thayer Mumford, another guy I like. I think round 7, he's a steal. And then their last pick was also in round 7, and they went with Brittain Brown. So they look, it looks like they're shoring up the trenches. 2 offensive linemen, 2 defensive linemen, a running back, right? 2 offensive, a running back and a 2 running backs. Holy shit! So they added 2 running backs, 2 offensive linemen, and 2 defensive linemen. That's their draft. What an interesting draft!
It makes sense because they were very, very thin in the trenches. On top of that, they just refused the 5th-year option on Josh Jacobs, their star running back from the 2019 class. And oh my God, what's the other running back they got there? Come on, people, help me. He was a Miami running back for a while. He was an Arizona running back for a while.
Drake?
Yes, Kenyon Drake is also on his last year of his contract. So it makes sense that they're bringing in some warm bodies until they decide if they're going to extend Jacobs or Drake. So
all right, let me see this. We're going to do this super chat, and then we got the big surprise. Ready for the big surprise? Patrick Sullivan, thanks for checking in again. You ready, though, Dom? You ready for the surprise?
I am.
All right, good. It comes with cookies. All right, NFC isn't as top-heavy. That's why Brady is back. Yeah, maybe. They think they have a shot, right?
Could be.
The AFC is stacked. Stacked. We got all kinds of – look, we even took some of the weapons from the NFC, like a Devontae Adams, and stuck him over here. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. We don't know what's going to happen. Like Jeremy said, though, and it is very real. There's always a team that is – or 2 that are expected to be great, and they just collapse. They do nothing. So it happens every year. It'll probably happen this year. Hard to say which team it'll be. And then there are always teams that out of nowhere make a big showing, just like the Bengals last year. Out of nowhere, really.
Well, can we hope or can we manifest that the team that shits the bed is Buffalo? Can we just do that once? Let's all put our juju together and say the team that really doesn't live up to expectations is Buffalo.
Yeah. Oh, that would be so beautiful if we just won the division. Oh, oh, I get happy. I like it. And Jets Forever says, hey, we got sauce, so we're good.
Yeah.
All right, guys, here we go. We are going to do Adam wants to know if this is the last Monday show. It is. This is the last Monday show for me at 10 o'clock. We will do it again. We'll pick it up next year. I believe I'll be starting the Tuesday show 1 week from tomorrow. Maybe I even do it tomorrow. I don't know. But we'll get the Tuesday, the after hours Jets Fest back on Tuesday nights. And Monday nights will be clear, at least the 10 to midnight slot. So, okay, let's go and do the share screen thing here, as is appropriate for this. Okay. You guys ready for this? It's set up for next year. So,
Shit.
okay, see?
Wow. How about it?
Now, I just want to remind everybody, this is where they have us slated.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Where do they have us say I can't hit?
4.
4. That's disgusting.
Well, look, last year they had us at 3,
Yeah.
and we went to 4. So slight improvement.
Maybe we'll go to 5.
So, okay, guys, we're obviously not going to spend a whole bunch of time on this one, but I'm going to save this to see how we do next year, just to see if we landed on a few. So, let me start the draft and we'll get it over to us. Let's see. Boom, boom. CJ Stroud went first. Will Anderson, an edge rusher, went second, and Bryce Young. So 2 quarterbacks in the top 3. I know the 1 year we're up there, no quarterbacks. It's crazy. So we have a trade, Jeremy and Dom. Pick 4. I'm not going to do the polls either. We're just going to get a bead and move it. So they want us to move back to 8. They'll give us a 2nd round pick and next year's first. What do you guys think? You want to do it? Or you want to just go straight?
Why the hell not? I'm not in love with anyone. Take the trade.
I say go straight because
yeah, let's do that. No trades. No trades tonight. So do me a favor, guys, if you can keep an eye on the chat for me. What position do we think we're gonna go for next year at pick 4?
Jalen Carter's so good, dude. He is
defensive tackle.
He is so good.
Oh my god!
I'm telling you right now.
Tackle?
I mean, yeah, this is so hard to say. We talk about linebackers. We talk about safeties. There's a bunch of good safeties. Remember all the safeties that we liked.
That's right.
Coming into this season that went back to school. The kid from Northwestern,
Jordan Battle.
Yeah, right there.
Battle
Look,
from Alabama.
Yep. Brandon Joseph.
Brandon Joseph. Oh God. I mean, there's just so many different options.
All right, so
I think Ojolari's brother is coming out from LSU.
Yep.
Who's really good. But
mm-hmm.
Talk about like way too soon mocks. You got to go probably Jalen Carter here. I gotta think. Jalen Carter is the pick.
Everybody has us taking him so far in PTT. I hate those guys, but they do have us taking Jalen Carter.
He's so good. He's a bigger Quentin Williams. That kind of pop, that kind of get off, aggressive, but bigger, stronger.
I really want Marvin Mims though.
Oh, that'd be so great. They're going to take him. That's how we roll. Bryce Hall, Quentin Williams, Quincy Williams. We like that. So here are the wide receivers, guys, just so you can see. Again, we're not going to spend too much time. Maybe we take Mims and just for the fun of it. But what do you guys think about going with the top-rated Jalen Carter? Wild Wave says Jalen Carter. What do you guys think?
My Mayer, the tight end from Notre Dame, is also head and shoulders above anything that we've seen come out in a long time. He's that good.
Oh yeah, I got to look into him.
Yeah,
because we just put a lot of resources into the tight end, so I find it hard to believe that we will bring in a tight end with our first round.
I'm just telling you names now because it's impossible. It's impossible to peg it. Jalen Carter would probably be the way I would lean.
I know. My son just said to me, he whispered in my ear, I find it hard to believe the Jets will take a cornerback with the first round pick. He's telling me what I said. I mean, that was me. So I think we should go linebacker. I see a lot of guys feeling the same thing, but let's do what
if you're gonna go linebacker, you look at the kid Sewell, Penny Sewell's brother. I don't know where they fall on these boards. I don't know where they rank. I'm just giving you the names, the college names that.
Yeah, he's the top-rated linebacker. They have him at 15. Let's grab, or you want to grab the defensive tackle? Is that what we want to do? Jalen Carter. Let's do it. He's the best guy on the board, and we'll see. Now, let's go linebacker like everybody wants. I can't ignore the chat. All right, Noah Sewell's our guy. There he is. Let's see what we got now. Oh, we only have one first. Oh, no.
Forgot that.
Isn't that crazy? We're so used to it now, last few years. So let's go with another linebacker. Here's the big board. We got a running back up top. We got Ojulari, the edge. Jaron, he's a quarterback. Jahmyr Gibbs. We got. What do you say about safety? What do you guys think about safety in the chat?
Let's see who's there, man. I can't see the screen. I mean, I see the shared screen, but it's so small.
Tyke Smith from Georgia.
Who is it?
Tyke Smith from Georgia.
Yeah, he was at. He went. Tyke Smith. He went back to school. I thought he came out. Bijan Robinson's still on the board in round 2. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Let me see what.
Running back.
Oh, we might need a center. Patrick Sullivan saying baby Gronk out of Notre Dame.
That's Mayer, man. He's good.
Yeah, he's gone. Jets Forever says another superstar tight end. Let's see. We need more Carters on the team. Bring in Jalen Carter. Let's see. Shaq wanted the tackle. No, they didn't. I looked in there. I said it was all linebackers. When I scrolled through, it was all linebacker, pretty much. So, okay, don't get mad at me tonight. We're not allowed.
What are the centers on the board, Bean?
Oh, yeah, maybe we get our center. Look at 41.
41 is
the gun.
The center out of Michigan. Alozagun Watimi.
That's way too hard to say.
That'll be worth it just to
they ain't got no John Smith there or something like that.
I think center would be Ricky Stromberg. I went Jarrett Patterson there. He is.
Yeah.
I like him a whole bunch. What do you guys think? Center, safety? What do you got?
I'll defer to Jeremy, man.
I'm trying to think that, like, if we would have this position in the draft, what went wrong?
Well, they could just want to replace Connor McGovern for center. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, look, you got to keep working on the trenches. So I would be looking at a center here. I don't know why they
maybe right tackle. Maybe we don't bring back Fant. Maybe right tackle.
Well, we just drafted Max Mitchell too. He'll be in our system for a year by that point. That'll be good. Disregard Papa checking in. He says this season prediction 10-7 if minimal injury and Zach steps up the way Josh Allen stepped up in his second year. I think we'll beat the Finns and Pats once. I agree with you, Disregard Papa. I think like Jeremy said about Buffalo too. We could steal one. I would love if we split with our division. That would be the best. I would love that.
Yeah, Edward Stewart in the chat just puts out a really good name, but I'm assuming he's off the board already. Jalen Catalon, safety from Arkansas. If he's on the board, I mean he's beyond talented.
I like the idea of replacing. I think it's very realistic that second round we might take the best center on the board to replace McGovern. I can see.
I think so too.
Well, I'm with you guys then. Go with it, man.
Okay, let's do Olusegun Olawatami out of Michigan. I mean, I like Stromberg. I like Jarrett Patterson. What do you guys think? The top-rated guy on their board or Stromberg or Patterson? What do you guys think? I'm going to look at the first few. Let's go. We're going center.
I'll put my 2 cents in between Stromberg or Patterson. I think Patterson's a better schematic fit. So if we're choosing between the two, if it's my choice between those two, I'd probably lean towards the Notre Dame center.
I just don't see how a guy named Aluzagun can be a bust. I just can't see it.
Aluzagun? Maybe. I like Jared Patterson. I did work on him earlier this offseason. I like him. All right, Jared Patterson it is. All right.
We love
Jacob Gall is gone. Let's see. Here's their big board. Got a tight end, Jaleel Billingsley. You got City So. What are we thinking? We went center.
Charbonnet, the running back, is good. Aeneas Smith. He's a burner, man. He's a take a top off the defense kind of receiver.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Small, shifty. Yeah, I like him.
All right, let's look at the safety. So we got Aeneas Smith up there. Let's take a look at the safety. See what we got. Got Trey Dean, Rashad Torrance, DeMarco Helms, Kendrick Duncan, Javon Hicks, Rashad Wisdom.
It's funny looking at these ratings here because I mean I know Duncan. I know Duncan's a great player. I can't imagine how he's the 120th rated player, right now. But Duncan's a great player,
They got him 120, huh? Yeah, look at that. What about an edge rusher?
It's possible.
All right, what's the chat saying? You guys aren't giving me the beat on the chats. I got to keep coming back because you guys aren't doing it for me.
Oh, the chat.
Yeah.
They want linebacker or safety in the chat.
Well, we went linebacker in the first, right? Didn't we go linebacker in the first, or did we take the tackle?
We took a defensive tackle. I thought.
No, I don't think we did. I think we took the. Let me see. Yeah, we took the linebacker, Noah Sewell.
Oh, so they want safety. Well,
okay.
Peterson wants safety. Iowan wants safety.
What do you think? Trey Dean out of Florida, Dom?
For safety?
Yeah.
I'm telling you, I think Duncan would be the way to go, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's do Kendrick Duncan per Dom's request. The chat has spoken. They got us to safety. Dom picks the player. I like it. We are at pick 104. We have a safety, a linebacker, and a center. We don't need anything else. We're good. Defensive tackles. What do you think?
Defensive tackles might make sense.
Yeah.
Jacqueline Roy, Akeem Mesidor, PJ Mustafa out of Penn State.
Miles Murphy, just because it's fun to say Miles Murphy.
Yeah, that is fun. I like that. I always talking about donuts. That's good. Defensive tackle.
You can never go wrong
with Tigo.
You can never go wrong with Moro Ojomo because you always want Moro Ojomo.
So talking Tigo is talking about a big defensive tackle. We're probably going to lean and again, I don't know rankings wise where they're going to stand, but Oklahoma's got a big kid, really, really big kid in the
Jalen Redmond.
I'm pretty sure that's his name. I can't remember, but I mean, he's a big old country boy, 6'3", 335 pounds, 0-1 tech kind of style, 2-gapper.
Okay, let's take him. The chat wanted a defensive tackle, right, Jeremy? Isn't that what they wanted?
A defensive tackle?
Yeah.
Let me look. I saw a lot of. I saw some safety, but then defensive.
All right, we just took the safety.
Biggest defensive tackle you can find. I see that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Edward Stewart says edge out of Ohio State.
Harrison's not going to be on the board now.
They want
he's long gone.
It's a mix between tackle and say yes, defensive tackle for Iowan. Yeah, now it's defensive.
All right, so let's take Jalen Redmond. That's Dom. He's going to have a good year. Jalen Redmond it is.
Well,
so this is good because we're going to see how well we landed. You know what I mean? How'd we do? Well, when next year comes up. So what do we got? We got 2 more picks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 picks this year.
What are we missing?
Right.
Wait a second.
What happened to our extra pick didn't we trade?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they put it in there.
Gotcha.
So, all right, pick 136. Guys want to get a receiver? What do you think? Jalen Cropper
still on the board?
Who? No, he's gone. Got a few dudes. You got guy from Fresno State. You got Jacob Cowing from Arizona. Anybody know a receiver that we should take?
We need Rusty. Also.
Hey, Stud City wants to see the kickers. They're looking for the kicker, man. They're looking for the kicker. Yeah,
I'll show you the kickers. Anders is already popping up with, we need to see how free agency goes. That's Gitmo Bob, Anders. Yeah, I'll show you the kickers right now, Stud City. Here we go.
Wow, Fresno State.
None. Yeah, they only have the punters up, so no kickers.
And there's only 4 draftable punters in the entire queue.
Well, we gotta wait for the year.
Yeah. So you want to get what do you guys want to get? We just got a defensive tackle, so now let's look at the wide receivers, running backs, tight ends, tackle. What do you guys think? Here's the receivers.
It's all mixed in chat.
What do you think? Jalen Cropper out of Fresno State. That's school.
I know nothing about the first 2. Bell's an interesting prospect. I don't know how he's going to prove. He had some flashes last year for sure. I can't say I know a lot about the first 2 off the top of my head, nor any guy out of Wake Forest. I mean, when's the last time Wake Forest put anybody out in the NFL?
Greg Dortch. Or Zach Tom this year. He got drafted.
Yeah, Zach Tom.
Yeah, he got drafted. All right, I'm going to go with the highest rated wide receiver that's not from Fresno State. Let's go with the guy from Arizona.
Jacob Cowing.
Oh, you say Chris Autumn Bell?
I think Bell. Listen.
Yeah, let's do it.
I don't know much about Cow. I'm not too in tune with Cowing, so the chat seems to like Cowing.
Cowing? Is there a saying Cowing?
Yeah.
All right, let's do it. There it is. Okay, here we come. This is our last pick. So we have no kickers. Let's see what we got real fast. This position: linebacker, center, safety, defensive tackle, wide receiver. We should get another offensive lineman, I think. Get a guard.
I'd say so too. I'd say another tackle.
Tackle?
Yeah. I love Mitchell. I'm worried if he's startable right away. I think he fills the Chumadoga role as that backup swing tackle for, the majority of the beginning of his career, at least.
Okay.
If just one of these guys ended up being a Jet, I'd be amazed.
Yeah, that's right. Like we're seeing, but we're really trying here. You know what I mean? We're really working on this. Let's see what we got. All right, you guys want to go guard or you want to go running back? What do you think? You want to go another cornerback? Maybe not double up, but bring in another edge rusher. Got Trace Ford out of Oklahoma State. He sounds nice. Tyler Batty, BYU. Yeah. Zach, let's go with Tyler Batty. What do you guys think? Edge.
I'm all in.
Let's see if there's any centers or let's see if there's a tackle from BYU. That's what we'll do. Oh, yeah, look, Blake Freeland, tackle from BYU. What do you guys think?
He sounds Mormon. I like it.
He's probably 24, but go ahead.
Yeah.
How dare you disrespect Max? Tom, I thought we were friends. That's right.
Max Mitchell.
Yep, that's right.
I'm not disrespecting him. I like the player. I just don't know. I don't know if we can rely on him to be a every down right tackle or left tackle in the near future. I'm not saying he can't develop into that, but I think, and I don't think that what I said, him being a swing tackle for his tenure is a bad thing either. Third tackles play a lot.
Hell yeah. They're important, man.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And if you can have one that you keep around for an extended period of time, that is incredibly valuable. Because when they come in, they know the offense inside and out. They know their teammates. It's smooth. That's what you want.
And people forget George Fant started his career in Seattle as a swing tackle. He got his chance to play for a year. Really killed it before he signed a second contract with us.
All right, so we're going to go Blake Freeland, the offensive tackle out of BYU specifically. because he's Zach's teammate. Look at Jeff. He's giving us an F. Solo Marco Polo says, I just joined the chat. Is this fantasy league? No, this is next year's draft class. Marco Polo. This is the Sims update. They already have, the larger collection of next year's prospects. So we're just seeing how next year when we start, we'll see if any of these guys, like if we're still talking about them, how we did.
Yeah. And in regard to the prospects for next year, guys, as Bean knows, I'm going to be putting together my own little draft guide that I will happily be publishing on GreenBeanJetsfan.com for all you guys to look and read and follow up and get some insight on some of these guys. So the names that we don't know right now, I promise you're going to have plenty of detail about it.
Oh, it's going to be amazing. I'm so excited about it. I really am. The Dom C content and informational stream is just beginning, guys. So here's our draft. We started it with linebacker out of Oregon, Noah Sewell. Then we went to the other side of the team on the offense and went with Jarrett Patterson, offensive center out of Notre Dame. Then we went safety with Kendrick Duncan out of Louisville. We went defensive tackle Jalen Redmond from Oklahoma. Then we went wide receiver Jacob Cowing out of Arizona. And then we wrapped it up with a BYU tackle, Blake Freeland. Blake Freeland. That's what I want. Freeland. That would be good.
It's a very Mike McCann draft. Very Mike McCann, an inside linebacker at number 4, a center, and
it is.
High capital in the second round, safety.
Yeah, this is. That's a very funny point. That is very accurate. This is all non-premium positions except for Jacob Cowing. Look at that, an entire draft of non-premium. That's what we used to see all the time. Let's see. It's not who you have, it's who else you have. Frankie from Flatbush. That's right. He doesn't even say it anymore. He said it one time. I'm the one saying it all these other times. I'm going to take it. That's mine now, Stud City. I'll work it out with Frankie. Yeah, Talking Jets with Tigo says it looks like a Super Bowl winning draft. Yeah, solid B from Jake. There you go.
Hey, Jake, I like it.
Oh, I got to check where Van Valkenburg went. Where did he go?
Did
he get drafted?
I don't know. I'm not 100% sure. Wait a second. I got to look that up, too.
Let me see. I'm looking it up right now. Zach von Valkenburg. That's his draft profile. Where did he go? What team? I got to see. I don't think he went anywhere. That's crazy.
He's got UDFA for the Jets written all over him.
Oh, come on. That signed undrafted free agent deals. Iowa defensive end is one of the 6 that signed. Let me see. Where the fuck? Why can't you just tell me what team he's on? Fucking long article.
Chris Bradigan saying Raiders. In the chat he signed with the Raiders.
He signed with the Raiders. Thank you, Chris. I just found it at the same time. So that sucks. He's got Raiders all over him. He's a Raider. He's got that look. Zach Von Fall. Why couldn't we get Dom? Why couldn't we get one of Sterling Weatherford, Leon O'Neal, Darian Beavers?
You know what?
Why?
Well, Darian Beavers got drafted. He actually got drafted by the Giants in the 5th or 6th round. But an interesting tidbit. One of the guys that, if you remember, I know you remember, Bean. And for any of the other beanbaggers, remember, one of the guys that I really, really liked that I thought was going to be perfect for the Jets was the center out of Arizona State, Donovan West.
Yes.
Donovan West went undrafted. And I read an article that it had come down between the Jets and another team to sign him as the undrafted free agent. The Jets made the phone call first. The Jets offered $180,000 guarantee, which blows the top off of anything. that they've ever offered. You know, they offered Isaiah Dunn. They gave him 6 figures. They've now given DQ Thomas $130,000. They offered $50,000 more to Donovan West. And the 49ers topped it by giving him $240,000 guaranteed. More guaranteed money than their 7th round draft picks.
Yeah, think about that. That's incredible. And dude, a lot of people say, like, when you're in the 7th round, a lot of players are hoping they don't get drafted because they get to pick where they go. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's a whole different thing. UDFAs have a little bit of an advantage over a lot of these guys. Some guys go to teams they would never want to go to. And then like that, they get a little bit of extra bonus. So think about it. He went to the Niners. It was between us and the Niners. What does that tell you about?
The fit was perfect. I mean, he is that perfect zone scheme blocking center. Gets into that second level real well. And I mean, 2 teams that, you know, that key their offense around it. He chose between, you know.
Think like when you're looking at undrafted free agents, 180,000, 200, it seems like a lot of money, like, cause it's a whole different thing, but to lose out on a player for 50 grand.
Yeah,
but look, it's perfect.
Can't knock the kid. Can't knock the kid for the decision.
Of course not.
He's a West
and the Niners are better than us.
He's a West Coast skid, you know, from the state of California. And you know, he knew that he'd be a schematic fit there as well as a schematic fit here. And he said, all right, I'm going to take a couple extra bucks.
That's right. 50 grand more. And I get to stay, you know, home, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
and the Niners have actually been good and the Jets have sucked for 12 straight years or 11 years. So yeah, I mean, look, man, these kids, they don't think about it. They're 21 years old or so. Their entire football life, the Jets have been in the toilet. Why would they choose us? You know what I mean? If they had another choice, they don't know. You know, we'll turn it around. All right, guys. Last thing, we're going to end this. Good question from Yoitz Knarf. I think it's Yoitz Knarf. Knarf. Is that from Thundercats? He says, favorite moment or pick this weekend. That's a good way to wrap up the show. Jeremy, what do you got? What's your favorite pick or moment this whole weekend?
The trade up in the pick of Jermaine Johnson.
That was a good one. What do you think, Don?
I would have said the same thing. The fact, once we traded up there, I knew we were getting our edge. I knew it was going to be Jermaine Johnson, but I was okay if it wasn't. But it just dawned on me that, you know, we came out of the first round. And everyone said it. I loved Sauce Gardner. You know, loved the player. Didn't really want him because I really wanted that edge. Love Garrett Wilson, love the player, you know, but then we left 4-10 without that edge. And they said, all right, well, let me gear up for the Arnold Ebikettis or the Boye Mafias of the world, because that's what's coming to our team. And then we made that trade up. And I just had that smile ear to ear because I knew we were doing it. And I knew that we were going to put the icing on the cake of a fucking phenomenal first round. And there it was, Jermaine Johnson.
All right, hold on a second. I'm going to tell you mine. Okay. This was my favorite moment of the whole draft. You ready? I'm going to share my screen. You guys can see this. Share the screen. Here we go. Come on. Can I not? Can you guys see that?
Not yet.
Where'd it go? Why can't you guys see it? Hold on. Why is it doing that, Jeremy?
What are you trying to do? Are you hitting shit? Like, what are you trying to share?
I'm trying to share a file here. Yeah, it's not playing. Shit. Can you? Well, you guys will be able to hear it.
Why don't you share screen and then play it?
That's what I'm doing.
Oh.
Hold on. Let me see this.
If not that, then just share the file. Like, bring it up into the. There's 2 ways to do it.
Yeah, I'm looking at the other one. 5/01/2022. Let me see. Nope. God damn it. All right, give me another 30 seconds. I really want to play this for you guys. Hold on a second here.
I already know what he's queuing up. I can.
What is it? You know? You know.
O'Leary cutting diamonds.
No. It would be a good one, though. That would be good. Let's see here. Let me see. Share a video file. Come on. Sorry. It's going to be good.
Definitely cool with that, especially
All
if
right.
Dean goes here.
Listen, this was the Patriots' first pick of the draft, and I thought they were getting Karlaftis. I was so upset. So you ready? Here we go.
Definitely cool with that, especially if Dean goes here.
Wait, can you guys hear it?
Yeah.
Just watch Matt O'Leary and my reaction. We're ahead of Ryan. This is our reaction when the Patriots took Cole Strange.
Look at Matt.
Wow.
Matt looks like Bobby Bonilla. Jets need O-line. Oh, man. By your faces, this is going to be a very interesting selection.
Yeah. So that was it. The Patriots blowing it like that, you know. I don't know. No, really my favorite moment I have to think was when we traded up as well. Trading up and getting Jermaine Johnson when I couldn't understand what was happening. Love Sauce Gardner, the player. Love Garrett Wilson, the player. It did not compute to me that we got out of the top 10 without an edge. I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't understand. So when we traded up and got Jermaine Johnson, I lost it. I was like, oh, thank you. So anyway, that was Cole Strange. That's right. So, all right, listen, we're going to wrap this up. I told my wife it'd be an hour and a half at max. So we're here 2 hours and 12 minutes. But this was a good time. I'm glad to have some time with you guys. Wrap up the Monday Night Mock in style. So, Jeremy, why don't you tell everybody what you got going on real quick?
Well, I don't want to conflict with you if you're going to be on tomorrow night, but I was thinking of, after the panel goes on, doing a quick 500 sub celebration, eat some hot sauce, give out some prizes. So,
Yes.
So that's NFL Chaos with Jeremy. If you're not subbed and you're out there hearing this, I just recently passed 500, and I'm giving away.
Yeah, congrats, buddy. That's awesome.
I'm giving away 5 Matt O'Leary's Boycott the Beat T-shirts. All the profits and proceeds go to the Judith, the kids or whatever of Judith. I'm forgetting the name.
St. Jude.
The kids of St. Jude. And I'm gonna give away a Magic Johnson basketball card, and I'm gonna guzzle some hot sauce. I was gonna do it on the Wednesday show, but if you go on tomorrow, that's what I'll do. But if you don't go on tomorrow after the panel, I'll go on and just get it done.
Yeah, I won't go on. I'll leave you alone. I'll start it the week following. I didn't know what I was going to do, but that motivates me not to do it. I'd be happy to let you do that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Want to see him guzzle hot sauce for Christ's
sake.
Yeah.
Totally.
So we're doing a celebration of that. And I'm going to be giving things away. You only have to be subbed to the channel to win. So anybody who joins and is there, if you're subbed to the channel, NFL Chaos with Jeremy, it's that simple. And I'm going to have that kind of fun. And remember, now my next goal is 1,000. And we were talking about your Patreon before. I'm still sticking to that. When I hit 1,000, I'm going to pay for somebody to be a $25 a month for 1 year subscription to GreenBean's Tier 3. So you're going to get to be on GreenBean show, and you're going to get all the benefits of being a Tier 3 on GreenBean channel for a full year when I get to 1,000 subs. And again, you only have to be subbed to my channel to be eligible to win.
I'll tell you what.
That's beautiful.
I'll double that. You guys get Jeremy to 1,000. I'll also put up the $25 a month for another somebody to be a beanbag.
Yeah. Oh, you guys are awesome. What a fantastic deal this is, guys.
Yeah.
These guys are okay. You know what I mean? So let's help Jeremy get to 1,000 subs over at NFL Chaos with Jeremy. When that happens, 2 lucky winners will get a free Tier 3 membership to the Beanbaggers, and that'll be amazing. It's going to happen too, so that's going to be great. It's definitely going to make 1,000, so you will definitely win, or 2 of you will win anyway. So that'll be amazing. Dom, what do you got coming up? Anything?
So I do. I'm in the midst be putting out a new article for GreenBean Jetsfan.com where I talk about, I go a little bit deeper into, of all things, our undrafted free agents. You guys don't know anything about them. Well, guess what? In a little bit, you'll get to read a lot about them, because I dug hard, and I watched a lot of stuff over the past week or past couple of days, I should say, on some of these guys. So it's going to be chock full of information, probably a little bit of longer read, but definitely informative, because that's what I'm trying to kind of build is that deep knowledge of the guys that we're going to be rooting for to win games in the next
I love it.
Yeah. You can always catch me Sunday nights at 9 p.m. co-hosting with Jeremy on his channel, NFL Chaos with Jeremy. And that's it. Hit me up on Twitter, man. I'm on Twitter a lot. DC at DC_NY Jets. I'm always here for some love. I'm always here for some banter back and forth. That's it.
There you go. Awesome. I'm so excited for that article. And like I said earlier, the Dom C thing is just starting. He's just so good at this. He's a wealth of information, and I enjoy getting to work with you, Dom. Truly. Not so much Jeremy, but definitely Dom. But yeah. All right, guys. Well, listen, don't forget to help Jeremy out. Sub over at his channel, NFL Chaos with Jeremy. Sunday nights, Dom is with him over there. And don't forget to like. I'm just reminding you, I'm not telling you to do anything. If you liked the stream, go ahead and hit the sub button. Little reminder. If you haven't subbed to the channel, please do. And also, you can join the Beanbaggers by clicking the link in the top of my description that says Patreon. Guys, instead of playing that terrible mock outro, I'm just going to play what's coming starting next week on Tuesday nights. But thank you for an amazing 10 o'clock mock season, guys. It has been a blast. Truly a blast. And we got to cap it with a actually good, positive draft. That's the key. It all led up to that, and I'm grateful you guys are around. So thanks for being here, for watching 2022's final Monday night 10 o'clock mock. Have a great night, everybody.
I think he's going to be day one, a violent vertical edge setter.